This week on the Island Times, Neptune Beach returns to its debate over gender expression and moves forward on its right-of-way ordinance. And in Atlantic Beach, a multi-purpose path in the Marsh Master Plan comes under scrutiny from residents. This is the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. The Neptune Beach City Council Monday night returned to a revised resolution encouraging the state to pass laws that would, quote, prohibit discrimination on the basis of a person's sexual orientation and gender identity. The language of the resolution states that the state of Florida has failed to pass such laws and that, quote, the mayor and city council of the city of Neptune Beach support the Florida legislature adopting laws that would prohibit discrimination on the basis of a person's sexual orientation and gender identity or expression, thus treating all citizens equally. The issue drew another large crowd, with 20 people making comments before the council on the resolution, most strongly in favor of its passage. Councilors Scott Wiley and Kara Tucker continued to object to moving the resolution forward for a vote, but the other 3 members of the council agreed to place the non-binding resolution on the agenda for the next regular meeting, April 7th. If the non-binding resolution passes next month, it will be transmitted to the state legislature as expressing the opinion of the council. Also on the Neptune Beach workshop agenda was the revised right-of-way ordinance for the city. The current proposal would require residents to obtain a free permit from the city before doing any repair or replacement work in the public right-of-way, including repairing sprinkler heads or damaged mailboxes. It also requires homeowners to be liable for those repairs and hold the city harmless should any injury occur caused by changes they've made on the right-of-way. Councilor Wiley questioned whether the city should require a permit for something as simple as a mailbox repair. City Manager Jim Jarboe and City Attorney Patrick Krachowski said that it should be required because a homeowner with a post hole digger could damage underground utilities such as gas lines or old asbestos sewer lines. Wiley asked if there had been instances of damage. City Engineer Jim French said damages had occurred, but could not be specific as to whether it was a homeowner or a company that had caused the damage. Wiley had asked that the phrase "or repair" be stricken from the ordinance, and the consensus of the commission was that it should be stricken. The ordinance also stipulates that should the city have to remove pavers from a private driveway to make repairs to utilities, it would only be responsible for replacing with concrete or asphalt, and the homeowner would have to make up the difference to replace decorative pavers. The commission will also vote next month on slight changes to its noise ordinance, which would require construction to begin later and end earlier. The restrictions also apply to landscapers and lawn services and amplified sound. If the ordinance passes, construction and other work would not be allowed to start before 7 a.m. and must end by 8:30 p.m. In Atlantic Beach, residents gathered in City Hall for a meeting to discuss a possible multi-purpose pedestrian and bicycle path along the marsh on the west side of town. The path is part of the city's Marsh Master Plan. City Planning Director Rick Carper said during the process of creating the master plan that residents told city officials the path was a high priority for them, though questions were raised about whether Atlantic Beach residents actually attended those meetings. Carper said that while one was mostly people interested in kayaking and the Audubon Society, others were largely made up of Atlantic Beach taxpayers. Several members of the commission also attended the meeting. Commissioner Jimmy Hill asked who would be responsible for the ongoing maintenance of the path, which will carry an initial price tag of $2 to $4 million, depending on the route it follows and the materials used. Residents who live on the west side of Atlantic Beach expressed concerns about an increase in pedestrian and car traffic if the path is built, as well as a potential for an increase in crime. Mayor Carolyn Woods and Planning Director Carper stressed several times that there was no final route for the path, and it might not even be built depending on what a group of consultants tells the city. Atlantic Beach will pay those consultants $147,000 to devise a plan for the path. From the calendar, the city of Neptune Beach will recognize Arbor Day on Saturday. Mayor Harriet Pruitt will read a proclamation recognizing the city as a tree city for the 14th straight year, and a tree will be planted in Jarboe Park. The Jacksonville Transportation Authority will hold a meeting to discuss route optimization at the Jacksonville Beach City Hall on Tuesday, March 25th. The meeting gets underway at 6:30. On Thursday, March 27th, at the Bookmark in Neptune Beach, owner Rona Brindley will talk about good books by and or about women in celebration of Women's History Month. Light refreshments will be served starting at 6:30 p.m. and the presentation Rona Recommends will begin at 7. In Atlantic Beach, local musicians perform popular music solos or play with a small band on the lawn at Bull Memorial Park with family and friends. The next concert will be held Sunday, March 30th at 6 p.m. The National Weather Service says we can expect a slight chance of showers over the weekend with more rain forecast early in the week. The rain should move out by Wednesday. The Island Times is always digital, always free at www.theislandtimes.com. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.